Boom. Right. Number one, this is actually step zero. This is number zero. Before we even get into the 3 main points of how to be smooth with women, this is step zero. Mindset. You must believe that you are the kind of guy that women actually are attracted to. Because if you're walking around thinking, that girl would never like me, oh, I could never get that girl, she's out of my league, you know, I could never get her, she's too beautiful for... If you're thinking all of this bullshit and putting yourself down, putting limits on yourself, then naturally when you get into conversations with women, you're going to be insecure, you're going to be weird, you're going to be maybe even a bit desperate, you're just not going to have good energy to be around. So keep this in mind, just flip that mindset. I've spoken about mindset before, go and watch the other videos on them, okay? You've got to cultivate this positive mindset of, yeah, I can get any girl that I want. Girls are attracted to me, I'm fucking attractive, I'm a G. You've got to just, I'm the fucking man. Just think that to yourself. Yeah, of course this girl's going to like me. Because then naturally when you walk into conversations with women and you start speaking to women, in your brain, in your subconscious mind, you're already thinking to yourself, you already believe, you convince yourself that, yeah, this girl might be attracted to me. This girl's attracted to me. I can attract this girl if I want to. So you're going to just operate in just a much more smooth way anyway. So number zero is your fucking mindset. You've got to just believe it. Don't say ever to yourself, ever, I could never get that girl. I can't. Get rid of I can't. Just get rid of that bullshit. It's so useless, right? For me personally, I don't have leagues. That girl's out of my league, that doesn't exist for me. I can get any girl that I want. I can be the exception. That is what I genuinely believe, and I want you to cultivate the same mindset. Because it helps me be smooth with women, if that's what you want to call it, smooth, whatever. It helps me to do that, and to be confident around women, because I genuinely believe, whoops, phone's gonna die, that's great. I genuinely believe I can get any girl on this planet. Now, I know logically that's not true. Some girls are just not gonna be attracted to you, but if I may as well just walk around and convince myself that I can. I may as well. Okay, because then it just stops me from having any limitations on myself before reality's actually given me that. Okay, now with that being said, mindset's sorted. Number one, in order to be smooth with women, is slowing the fuck down. A lot of you guys speak way too fast, and even I do it sometimes in my videos. It's a weakness that I'm trying to work on too. And I've found when it comes to women though, I'm fine. It's just naturally, it's all good. But when it comes to speaking on camera, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, it's literally speaking really fast, trying to get my words out really quickly because I'm feeling nervous and I'm forgetting my point. So you want to make sure you just slow things down a little bit, okay? Don't speak so fast, calm it down. Not only is that more attractive to the girl that you're speaking to, but it also helps you to maintain that confident frame, and it helps you to make sure you're not stuttering as well. Because when you're speaking too fast, you're more likely to stumble over your words, and you're more likely to forget what it is that you're trying to say, okay? In your brain, and I'm not saying, but when I say forget, I don't mean you should have a script. You should have this, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say this. But when your mind's moving too fast, your mind will be thinking about one thing subconsciously without you even having to consciously think about it. And then your mouth will be saying the next thing, will be saying something else. That's when it just gets all messy and you come across as weird, you come across as a bit socially awkward. You don't want that. So slow things down in everything. In terms of your speech itself, the actual words that you say, slow them down, speak a bit slower, with a softer tone, okay? And again, I just want to throw in here a little side tangent. Your riz with girls, you're being smooth with girls, there's not a set way to do it. Everyone else has their own different personalities. Everyone else has their own ways of rizzing girls, or whatever you want to call it, of game with women. They all got their own ways of doing it. So don't think there's one set way. You can do it in your own way. You can be your own G, all right? I'm just simply giving you kind of fundamentals, foundations to fall upon. Slow down your speech, but also slow down the conversation. This is a mistake I used to make. Was I used to, when I used to get nervous around girls, I used to kind of rush the conversation, not in terms of the words that I was saying, but in terms of how long the conversation would go. I'd get out of there because I'm scared of awkward silences. Well, it was really nice to meet you, goodbye. Like, I do that weird shit. Okay, so slow the actual conversation down. Don't be afraid of awkward silences, because it's only awkward if you make it awkward. If it's just a silence and you're confident in yourself, then it's not awkward anymore, is it? It's just a silence. So don't be afraid of those silences. Don't be afraid of slowing the conversation down a bit. You don't have to rush everything out to prove that, oh, I've got good conversation skills. No one gives a shit. It doesn't matter. Slow it all down, okay? Number two is your eye contact. And obviously you can tell the difference now. If I'm making eye contact with you, I'm absolutely seducing you right now, okay? Joking, bro, don't look at me like that. Now, if I was looking around like this and every now and then I was breaking eye contact, but okay, and then I went to the shop and then I got some pomegranate juice. Don't know where that came from. But you can see how the difference between making eye contact with somebody when you're speaking to them, it showcases confidence in yourself. It showcases a lack of insecurity, okay? If you can confidently maintain eye contact with another human being, it shows that you are not insecure about them looking at you and, you know, looking at your features, looking at you when you speak. You're not afraid of that because you can maintain that eye contact and you can see them looking at your features and you still hold that. You're not insecure. You can still hold that level of confidence. So eye contact is number two. So let's say we combine these two things. There's still one more to add, but let's say you combine these two things so far. You can already become much more of a smooth operator, let's say, when it comes to speaking to women than you were before. Before, you were speaking really fast because and stuttering because you didn't know what to say, and you're being too concerned with what you were going to say and how others were perceiving you, therefore you were stuttering. Now we've stopped that because you've slowed the speech down, you've slowed the conversation down. You're not afraid to drag the conversation out a little bit and to have a bit of awkward silence every now and then. You're not afraid to do that. Okay, you're not just rushing out like a weirdo because I'm scared. At least I didn't get an awkward silence, but you just ran away from the girl, right? You're not doing that. You're slowing things down, and you're making eye contact at the same time. Now let's say you're lowering your tone as well. It's just a little bonus tip, but lower your tone a little bit. A lot of guys speaking a really high pitched tone because I'm nervous. Lower your tone. Lower your tone. Speak a bit slow. Eye contact. And just slow things down a little bit and be a bit playful. That's another little bonus tip. I'm just throwing this value, just freestyling off the top of my head. Be a bit playful with her as well. Tease her. That's kind of like standard. That's a different video, but you know, it still works. Still a way to be smooth. Playful, teasing, that kind of thing. And number 3 is just having a way with words. This is something I've always been quite good at because I've always been quite articulate and I've always had a wide range of vocabulary, and I've been quite good at speaking, let's say, in terms of the words that I say. I used to stutter, and I still stutter now like a fucking retard, but you know, learning to just be a bit more articulate with the way that you speak, having a way with words, that's something loads of girls have always said to me. You've just got a way with words. You've just got a way with words. I don't know what it is. And it helps in the bedroom as well, dirty talk and stuff like that. And not to get too personal or vulgar or whatever, but it does, and it's just a nice little tip. But reading more, reading books, writing more, articulating yourself much better, practicing speaking. And again, if you are someone that stutters, you must understand that stuttering like that, or stumbling over your words, is caused by you being too concerned with what it is that you're going to say, you being too concerned with saying the wrong thing. And it's usually caused from your childhood, like, oh, you might have said something wrong and then your parents hit you or some bullshit, or you had some sort of negative feedback in your subconscious brain to something that you said. Therefore, now you're too careful about what you're saying, which leads to you stuttering. Because I don't want to say the wrong thing in case I embarrass myself and get some sort of negative feedback. That's where stuttering's caused from. So sort that out, okay, by just, number 1, reinforcing yourself in a positive way. So even if you stutter, even if you fuck up, you're not viewing it as if you're a failure. You're just viewing it as, okay, it's just practice. It's just me getting one step closer to the goal that I want of speaking articulately. That's all it is. That's how I literally did it. I just reframed it in a positive way. Rather than every time I stutter, I'm a failure. No, I just made a mistake. Okay, I was a bit too cautious with what I was going to say. Let me just lay back a little bit. You know, loosen up a little bit. Enjoy life a bit more. Stop taking things so seriously. It doesn't matter. I'm not a child anymore. No one can come and have that negative reinforcement on me. I'm a grown man, okay? With that being said, when you slow things down like this, and you're not too concerned with what it is that you're saying, you're not too afraid of offending people or embarrassing yourself or whatever the case may be, that eliminates stuttering. You remove those inhibitions with the words that you're saying, because now you don't give a fuck. And when you don't give a fuck, you start flowing. When I speak to you on the camera, a lot of the time, if I'm in a flow state, it's because I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm willing to say it. I'm not worried, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I shouldn't have said. I'm just flowing. So naturally, I'm fluent. I'm articulate. I'm not stuttering because I'm not too over concerned with what it is that I'm going to say. I don't have a script. I'm not saying to myself before I go and speak to a girl, oh, what should I say? What should I say? Let me plan this. I'm going to say this, and I just freestyle it. Just like I do with my videos. I freestyle everything. I just adapt in the present moment. When you can adopt that mindset, it will help you come across a lot more articulately and a lot more confidently without stuttering. And without awkward, like, remove those filler words. Remove and, remove like. I hate when guys, yeah, and then like, I went like this, like, and then I did this, like. Stop doing that, please. You sound like a child. You sound like an insecure, fucking, knowledgeless child. Well, I don't really know what to say, so I'm just going to say like all this. Like, stop that, please. You're a grown man. And I'm saying this for your own good, okay? I'm not trying to insult you, but that, it's not serving you in any way, is it? Stop saying like, okay? I do it as well. Even I have my filler words. I say okay all the time and right, and I have my filler words too. So don't think I'm just having a personal attack. It's all things we've got to work on. But let's remove the filler words, because you couldn't probably understand if I'm going like this, okay, yeah, and then all right, yeah, like that is just so, it just lowers my attractiveness. Rather than if I can just fluently speak in this confident and articulate way, so much more attractive, isn't it? It helps you to just flirt a little bit better, dirty talk through the roof as well when you're in the bedroom, and yeah, it just makes you come across as much more confident. Okay, this guy knows how to fucking speak. He's not a retard. Wow, okay, that's cool. Because a lot of guys nowadays are socially anxious. They stutter. no confidence, and they just say like all the time. Like. They have no vocabulary at all. So read more, expand your vocabulary, slow things down in your brain, and you do that through reading. When you're reading the words on the page and you're also writing words on a page, you're forcing your brain to slow down, which means naturally you're going to be able to articulate yourself a lot better. Okay? Learn words. Every single word that you see that you don't know the meaning of, Google it, or go and get a dictionary and fucking read it. What does that word mean? Drill it into your brain, expand your vocabulary. I used to do that all the time. I used to read a book, not know what a word meant, and then I used to just Google it. And then guess what? I'd forget it the next day, and I'd Google it again. Then I Google it again until it drilled into my brain. And now I know what these words mean. That's why I can articulate myself with this vocabulary that a lot of guys, well, what the fuck does that mean? I'm 21 years old, and I get compliments all the time. Wow, you're very well spoken. Because I educate myself. I self-educate. I didn't even go to fucking school. Dropped out in year 9. Didn't even go to college. Dropped out in the first year. So I didn't even go to university. So I educate myself. So it's not an excuse. You can do the same thing. Get a fucking book. Write. Practice. Practice speaking more. Do those 3 things. Eye contact. Okay. Slow things down. And practice being more articulate with the words that you say in your vocabulary. That, combined with playful teasing, you know, a bit of flirty banter, etc., different things that I can mention in other videos, you're gonna be a fucking G. It'll be well easy for you. Your Riz will be next level. I promise you now. It's too easy. Soft spoken, low tone. Maybe you deepen your voice a little bit. Oh, it's nice to meet you. You know, that kind of, you do these little things like that, bro, you're gonna be cleaning up, mate. All right, you're gonna need a mop. Anyway, with that being said, the coaching is down below if you want to learn more from me on an in-depth and personal level. I'll take you from the shy, awkward, stuttering nerd that you are today that's addicted to porn. You can learn from the mistakes that I had to make and just go straight to the fucking top. You can save yourself years of hardship with 60 minutes of my time in coaching. Smart move, isn't it? I'll see you there. Look after yourself, bro. Bow. That was such a failure. See what I mean? Life's never perfect, bro. You just got to roll with it. Bow.